We did there.
Really sick sounding axe.
Morning, everyone.
Morning, Ken. Morning, Boris.
Jeff, what's going on today, bud?
It's December 19th. We are egregiously late, and we're going over some of the highlights from the past year with Boris.
Holy shit. Yeah. Boris, what brings you to Toledo, bud?
So Ken and I, this gentleman right here, we played a show last night in Maumee, Ohio. That was super fun. I opened for his band, the Zimmerman Twins, and it was rowdy. There's lots of pizza and distortion. Which is actually, I think, the only thing that humans really need for survival.
Pizza and distortion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in. Oh, that's it. That's going to be the name of our record, Pizza and Distortion.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, you were here, so you did your sessions. One of the highlights of 25 was having you here, rocking in the studio, getting your stuff out. I know that was within the last year at some point. Maybe that was last November. Was that last November? Man, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it, Jeff?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. What have you been doing since the last time you were here?
So last time I was here, I think was in the spring. Yeah.
Sounds right.
I've been working on this record that I have coming out next year called Risk Everything. It's a Boris and the Joy record, which is the project that I'm doing kind of the most these days. And I've been doing some touring with the project, and part of the tours was the show that we played last night. And I'm going to do some support slots for Gogo Bordello next week, a band I used to play guitar in, but now I will be opening for during these New Year's shows that are coming up with the same project called Boris and the Joy, which I do either solo or duo or eventually, sextet and septet, and I don't know how to do the other ones. Octet. And then what's the next one? Non-tent.
I'm so confused, but we do come here to learn. So that's amazing. So are you planning on expanding that band into more members eventually, or do you just have it? Because I tell you, watching you play, you cover everything sonically and more.
Thank you.
It's absurd. It's ridiculous. If you haven't seen this, Boris and the Joy, it's amazing.
You should hear with the drummer. With the drummer, it's wild. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I mean, it's like somebody. This is a very popular quote, but somebody said this to me the other day, and it reminded me of the quote: "Is innovation comes from limitation." And I think that's a really interesting way to look at things, I guess. And limiting myself to playing by myself or in a duo as the maximum capacity has allowed me to innovate a lot. And actually, when you ask, what did I do this year? That is actually the best answer to that is I've learned how to make that much noise by myself. Because last time I was here, I was playing I obviously do the split guitar bass thing with a reverend.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, there's a separate Reverend video where I describe my guitar, which I don't have here, but I run a bass pickup separately of a guitar pickup into two different amps, and I've worked out this style of playing where I can play kind of like Charlie Hunter, but in a much, much different genre than Charlie Hunter. I just want to give him credit because I did not innovate the idea of playing guitar and bass at the same time. There's obviously other people that do it, but the way I've kind of worked it out is sort of different and its own thing. But this year I've kind of been able to take that to the next level because I'm by myself or in a duo situation. I've kind of figured out this triggering system through Ableton where I have my effects switching and all these things happening, and I've worked in a modular synth into it, and it's been a year of literally putting together this rig, which I call Masha, is her name.
Why?
Because we have a very, a relationship that you normally have with somebody you love. There's a lot of love and there's a lot of frustration. So I gave her a name of a girlfriend that I've never had, so that I don't relate the experiences and the traumas from previous relationships. This is a new relationship with a new woman or whatever, however that things pronouns work. I'm not sure. Haven't asked yet. But it's been a year of that, of learning how to do that and build that. And yeah.
I mean, it's a nice situation because you can go and tour in a small SUV.
That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm here doing.
I know.
I'm in a small SUV. Not that small, but
Yeah. Well, it sounded great, and we had a blast. And if you were there last night, thank you. And if you weren't there last night because you're not from around here, go see him when he comes to you. I guess New York City's next.
Allentown, PA is next. Weirdly enough, and then there's a Long Island show in January. So it's 28th in Allentown and 3rd of January in Wantagh, New York. So that's Long Island, and that's opening for Gogol Bordello. That will be the duo situation.
Nice.
Which still involves Masha, the crazy rig, but in a slightly different way.
And then, what's 26 look like for you?
It's still kind of shaping up. I'm going to be doing my project. There's some tours on the horizon. I'm doing some Europe stuff in September, releasing the album. And I'm also still music directing for these guys called Nat and Alex Wolf. And we're doing some headlining tours in April and May. And they have an album release party show in January. So we're doing that.
And they're busy. I mean, that whole thing is still...
They're busy, yeah. Last time I was here, we were touring with Billie Eilish, doing support.
Yeah, I remember,
Yeah, so that's a project I'm still involved in very heavily, and it's really fun.
That's fantastic.
And we all play Reverence.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. You want to know what I've been up to since you were here?
Yes.
Look at all this beautiful hardware all around you. That's I haven't had time to name every one of them yet, but I'm gonna talk to you about them.
I love it.
So we had, as we roll into 26, there's a lot of excitement. We're not talking about it yet. I mean, we're talking about the excitement, but we're not talking about the details yet of some of the hints of things that you've seen around here, and I want to make sure that our accomplishments of 2025 are duly noted, because we made some super cool shit this year. I'm holding in my hands the Greg Norton Ultra Bomb bass.
Wow.
Right? Wow. So Greg is obviously the bass player for the band Ultra Bomb, but he was the bass player for the Almighty Husker Du. Mm-hmm. And as a good friend of Reverend, he started touring with the Thunder Gun a couple years ago with Ultra Bomb, and he and I kept talking. And as has happened with a handful of our signature artists, one of those conversations led to, hey, do you think you could put the Ultra Bomb graphic on a bass for me? And I was like, yeah. And how do you think that would look like? And we started talking about the pickups, and he was like, well, I only really ever use the bridge persistent pickup because I like that mid-range growl, blah, blah, blah. And I could see it in my head, and I reached out to Naylor, and I was like, hey, check this out. And then Joe mocked it up on the computer, and we looked at this, and we were like, woo. And then it was Naylor's idea to put the big bomb on the back.
That's awesome.
And it is awesome. And it is just such volume and tone, and the single real mid-heavy pickup. And I know I'm not in a proper bass amp. I'm sorry, John. John is like looking at me kind of like, why are you doing that? But I mean, it sounds so crystal clear.
So that's a bridge pickup?
Yes.
Bridge humbucker.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Isn't that cool?
Like you were saying, very, very clear. Like through a bass amp, you'd obviously get all the lows, but like just hearing from that amp, just all the resolution and the high end of the bass.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hear the metallicness of the strings buzzing against the frets. It's so precise.
I have always liked one pickup instruments, and I'm more of a bridge pickup guy, just period. When I play live, I'm there's not a lot of subtlety with me. I'm not going to the neck pickup and doing comping jazz chords and shit like that, because it's not what I do. But there is something to me that's just like sexy about a single pickup instrument that sounds really good, and it does this one thing, and it does it real well. And if you alter your style, right, the instrument still sounds good.
Of course.
And you are altering the tones that you're getting by changing the way you're playing instead of changing like the pickup selection or whatever. And I think that's a little more prominent even in my mind in bass than guitar. Yeah. You know, because obviously like juniors are great guitars, and there's so many great single pickup guitars out there in the world. And I play my Reverend Eastsider a ton. And my little, I don't have one of my, you know, we did a little signature model for me this year.
Really?
In like a giant, massive, weird stroke to my ego.
Oh.
But we're doing a lot of new guitars in 26. And so one of the things, as a matter of fact, I'll talk about it a little bit more while I'm getting into this here. But one of the things that I did that it wasn't just me, believe me, it was my whole team. And Tim had a lot to do with this, and Jeff sitting back there had a lot to do with it, and Seth had ideas. Instead of reordering a lot of our standard models this year, we did a lot of like short runs of instruments. So I did a 24-piece run of the guitar that I play in Jay Navarro and the Traders, with the Billy Corgan pickup in the bridge and the reverse headstock and the bound neck and stuff, because it's got a lot of features that are kind of weird that people ask me about that we just don't really do.
Right.
And so I thought it would be cool to throw it out there. And then, of course, my biggest fear was that nobody was going to buy it, and that I was going to be calling my dealers on the side like, hey, can you send me a PO for these? Because these guys would never let me live that down if I like busted out my own guitar and nobody bought it. But we sold them all. So
amazing.
I'm pretty happy about it. Yeah. And we did
be proud.
We did a lot of like short runs like that, though. We did like 24 pieces of a handful of guitars, and one of them is this Jetstream 290 with the Bigsby on it. So Bigsby guitars are cool, obviously, and we've done a lot of Bigsby guitars on our Charger platform, but they look terrific on the Jetstream, and our P90s are pretty noted for being I hate to use the word, but I'm going to use the word authentic. They sound like really bright and punchy with a whole ton of mid-range. Noisy as hell, of course, but when you put the gain on them,
wow.
Yeah.
That is so nasty. So those are not noiseless?
Oh, no.
So
there you go.
So the metallic looking ones, like the ones I have on my guitars.
Those are humbuckers. Noiseless. Those are full-on humbuckers. So
I have P90s as well, like that, like the metallic looking ones. Do you still build those?
We do, of course. Those are actually in the guitar that you're holding.
And those are noiseless?
Those are, because they're humbuckers. They are just wound to sound like P90s.
Got you. So this is one here. Got you.
That is our clean-cut rail hammer pickup.
Uh-huh.
So what Boris is holding is the version of the Vernon Reed guitar that we put out this year called the Dark. And we dropped Vernon's Totem series in 2024, which is obviously one of my proudest moments as a guitar manufacturer, to being able to work with the mighty Vernon Reed. And he played at Ozzy's tribute concert this year. He did Bark at the Moon with him and Nuno Bettencourt.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he wanted an all-black version of his guitar to do the Ozzy thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was awesome. And then, of course, we left the graphics obviously on the neck and on the pickups and everything, but just didn't have the graphics on the body. And it's just so tough looking in satin with the black hardware and everything.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Also, I'm noticing a different neck profile.
Yeah. Vern prefers it's sort of a softer V neck.
Softer V, yeah, and fatter.
And he sent us one of the guitars with his neck on it that he preferred, and we sent it over to our friends at Mir, and they mimicked the neck, and
Super cool.
So there you have it. It's super cool, and it just rips, you know. That whole Ozzy tribute thing was huge for us because there's like a photograph going around of all of the artists that played at that concert. I mean, I grew up with the Ozzy. Everybody grew up with the Ozzy stuff.
Of course.
I mean, it's just he's not only is Sabbath amazing, but you know, Ozzy's solo stuff was incredible. You know, and the first the Randy Rhoads and the Jake Ely. I personally, and not to start wars on the internet, but Jake Ely's my favorite.
Same.
Nice.
Same.
Nice.
He's I think in my humble opinion, the most musical out of all. Maybe not the most like original in terms of stylistic approach, but like some of his solos like are still in here from like childhood because they're like almost like classical compositions.
I agree.
I think Jake Lee is incredible.
That outro for Bark at the Moon.
Yeah,
that's just music that plays in my head.
Yeah. It's like it's like
so great.
It's like it's Bach-esque.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. He's a badass.
Yes,
was.
So Jake's still with us.
Oh, right. Jake is. Yeah.
So. But yeah, he got shot last year in Vegas and recovered and it was like crazy story, you know. But and obviously R.I.P. to Ozzy. But we were just so thrilled and honored, all of us, and Penny and Joe and everybody that works here, when the photograph came out of all of the musicians that played at that concert in Birmingham. You know, Vern is sitting there with Ozzy and Billy Corgan standing right behind him. And of all of those artists, to have two Reverend signature guys like involved in that thing was such an honor. Was such a huge highlight for us this year.
You're amazing. That's why these things
that
happen.
Was amazing, and those guys are amazing.
You're amazing.
You know, stop. But
the reason why those guys are standing there with the reverends is because of you.
Yeah. Well, and they're also badasses. But yes, indeed. So this guitar was actually created around that one show.
Understood.
And then, of course, you know, we're gonna make it because it's beautiful. And on this front, we did a lot of short runs of guitars at the end of the year, hoping to have some good sell through, and we still have a few of these left, and I think this is the coolest shit. We did this in black, we did it in vintage yellow, and we did it in white with a gold pickguard. We did a version of this, which I think was Jeff's favorite, with the Humcutter Railhammer pickups that you're talking about, in some cool colors in our Mulberry Mist and Violent Brown or Oxblood or Violent Brown. Yeah, 3-tone bursts. Those are gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun doing short runs at the end of the year this year. And then we had a couple other bigger launches. Why don't you switch guitars and grab that big silver beast right next to you? If you don't mind. Do you mind?
I do not. We were talking about it yesterday. This guy.
Yeah, that guy.
We were talking about it yesterday that Ken is wearing a very classic outfit that somebody on Brighton Beach, like a Russian mobster, would wear. And now that you're wearing that outfit, even if I mind, I'd be like, whatever you say, Ken. I'm scared. You know what I mean?
Penny got me this for my birthday, and I've been wearing it around. It didn't even occur to me. And I saw the movie Anora, so I know.
It's the Brighton Beach.
Yeah, I do. I need the matching pants. Yeah.
That's the Brighton Beach, like, you know.
But here's the problem. If I actually go to Brighton Beach, like wearing this outfit, am I going to be the boss, or am I going to get...
No, you're just going to blend in.
I'm just going to blend in.
You just got to take the hat off, and then you're going to blend in right away. Everybody's going to be like, it's that dude.
If we traded hats.
Yeah.
That would be how it would work?
Yeah, and you need the matching pants.
Yeah, as John
Sexy.
said. Yeah, nice. So there is this on the lower horn. There's a kill switch. Look at that.
Cool.
Yes.
What is it? It's the.
You got to do it with the gain on. You don't hear the click when you got the distortion on. Thought maybe you do a little.
That is dope. That's some Tom Morello shit. Okay, I don't know where I am at. So let's see. This is the
5-way. So you're on
Got
the
it.
neck.
So this
you're
is
on
neck,
the
neck.
neck. Yep.
This is without distortion, without reverb or anything.
Hey, you don't have to play Guitar Guy stuff if you don't want to.
It's the only. We have this joke with these guitar player guys that I hang out with. The only way to test a neck pickup is to play Little Wing.
No shit.
Wow, so cool. All right, so this is one off. I'm gonna lower the bass on the amp. It's kind of.
Well, and you can lower the bass with the bass contour control on the guitar too.
So this is with the contour off.
Yeah.
Cool. Beautiful.
Yeah, it covers a lot of ground. So this is the new Reeves Gabrel Space Hawk Supreme. And we're doing it in that metallic silver frieze and then in our beautiful Venetian gold. And it's kind of cool. Like we did a couple of things with Reeves with the Space Hawk this year. We took the version that he has been playing all along and moved it into a hardtail and took the Bigsby off of the 2 pickup version, which has been doing great. And then came up with this, like with the Supreme, with the 3 rail hammers and the 5-way switch. I think position 2 with the bass contour down, like really does a very full, when you're like bridge middle. Yeah, that one. That is one of my favorite tones on this guitar. And this opens up a little bit of stuff for Reeves. I don't know if he'll actually combine different guitars that he was using on the Cure tour or just add to them. But we're going to find out because the Cure is going to be busy as shit in 2026.
Yeah, you get some kind of like Strat vibes with this. That is fucking awesome. Beautiful sounding pickup.
Yeah, it's an interesting like body construction on that guitar. It's a large semi-hollow, but with no F holes, so it's really super resonant.
I need this.
Yeah.
I just realized this is the greatest thing ever. This is what I'm missing my whole life. I've been watching Tom Morello do this all my life, and then now I realize how much I need this in my life.
All right, we got to get you the Chris Freeman with the push button. With the
So cool.
We do a guitar with the guitar player for Hot Mulligan that has both the switch and a spring-loaded push button.
Gotcha.
That like really you can really do the stutter fast. It's pretty amazing.
So awesome.
Yes. And moving on, You know what? I'm not even going to plug this in. I'm just going to show it to y'all. This is gorgeous. I don't think this made it through the setup because this is one of the prototypes that has been sitting on the shelf that when the production ones started coming in, we just, like I said, we haven't gotten to it. But this is the brand new Kyle Shutt. And we've been working with Kyle from The Sword for 10 years now, probably, something to that effect. And we did a beautiful version, larger semi-hollow closed F-hole version of his guitar on our older Manta Ray platform for years. And as Kyle has gotten, well, now that The Sword is reuniting, we're starting to do some exciting stuff with him again. But we did black and white versions of this guitar, which is loosely based on our Sensei, but the contouring is just slightly different. And all of Kyle's appointments, the diver down inlays, the Moto Reverend logo on the headstock with Kyle on the pickguard plate, and the gold hardware on the Alpine white.
The inlays are really beautiful.
I'm glad you dig it.
Cool.
Those were his idea, and these are Kyle's signature railhammer pickups, his signature bridge and neck, and we did them in gold for his models, and eventually we're going to make that available in the railhammer pickup line this year. And Kyle's guitar is the only one that actually features 2 master volumes in a more traditional sense. So this is volume, tone, bass contour. Super badass. And I can get back to this next year if you guys are so inclined. And you know what? I'm going to grab this one and you just keep that Space Hawk on because, God, that Space Hawk sounds great. So, and this we just announced. You're into it. I can tell.
I love single pickup guitars. It's very Nuno Betancourt.
This is the brand new Reverend Matt West model for 2026. This one we got out early. Our good friends at American Music Supply have this guitar exclusively for the next month or so until we roll into NAMM season. Because we got a very, very limited run of them, and our friends at Music Supply were like, no, we want to be in on that. And so they bought them all. And so they have an exclusive on it for a little bit, but it's really cool. Matt is awesome. Matt is the guitar player for Neck Deep. He is a longtime Reverend user. This guitar is a Carina body, set neck, maple neck. The headstock is on the right direction, which I am a huge fan of. And having a maple neck on a set neck instrument is a little bit different, right? And then this is it's just pick up and a volume control, man.
I love that.
Yeah, and this is the older style Reverend humbucker. So what we were doing before we're doing the current HA5s, the current Alnico magnets. This is the pickup we were using before that, which is a fairly high output ceramic humbucker. And Matt, this guitar just embodies the stuff that this dude does. You know what I mean? He's such an absolute monster rhythm player. His timing is so ridiculous. And he's super fun to watch and a super high energy show. And this is sort of the culmination of our work with him for the last few years. His original model was sort of based on our Jetstream. And then it morphed into this over time. And I love the reverse body. I like everything about it. Here, check it out.
Love to.
Yeah, rip some bar chords on that bad boy.
I don't know those.
He's just looking at it.
I went to jazz school.
He's just looking at it. Give me that. Give me that. You see that? He's like, I know you were thinking about me putting that other guitar back on, but I want that.
And which neck is this?
That's the Reverend neck.
The Reverend neck.
Maple
yeah,
fret,
it just
maple
feels
fretboard.
different because of the thing. Because of the reverse. Still learning how to tune, but
I'm the one that tuned it, so maybe it's me that's still learning how to tune.
it's amazing.
It's
could still hear the ups. I mean, that's the true, in my opinion, that's the true kind of test of a pickup. Is if when you have a power chord below and you can still hear the upper structures. Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice. I think that guitar, it's the guitar embodiment of "There's no money above the 12th fret," you know,
Yeah,
because you're not going to grab the high E on that.
I've never heard that
You know,
expression.
that guitar
It's so interesting.
is I've got work to do, and I'm going to get down to it and do the work. I think it's fucking awesome, and I'm super happy to be working with Matt still and to do something so creative with him. I think it's bad to the bone. The pearl button tuners are sweet.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
just
that.
a-
I saw that.
Yeah, I like everything about it. I ain't gonna lie to you, Jeff. Is anybody watching?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions or anything for us that aren't? Hey, in January, are you guys gonna blah blah blah? Because I'm not gonna answer those.
Eric says, Boris, great to see you again. I've forgotten. You split your signal at the processor and send one to the guitar and amp and the other to bass amp, right?
Yes.
No,
I
no.
thought
That's what I used to do, and I now have two separate pickups, two separate outputs. I have this custom pickup that only picks up the D, A, and E strings, and that comes out of one output that goes through an octaver drop down, and then the normal guitar stuff comes out of a different output through the Reverend pickup that is stock, comes out of the normal output. So I
Railhammer Hyper Vintage, by the way.
there you go, the Gearman.
Yeah.
So it's two separate pickups, two separate outputs, two separate signal chains that go to two separate amps.
Okay, so it's going into the processor before it's going to the bass amp.
Yeah, to drop the octave.
Yeah.
I don't have one of those octave dropping pickups.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, no offense to anybody that builds them, I don't trust that because I've been through this many, many hours and years. And to find incredible tracking where you actually play what you play on bass and for it to really resonate and sound like a bass, not everything can do it. I don't have like doubt that somebody has a pickup that can do that, but for me to find the tracking that I need to be very dexterous and kind of really work the bass stuff and for it not to wobble and do weird shit, the system that I've kind of been using is kind of flawless. And I'm going to give some props to Line 6 for building the most amazingly tracking octaver that I've ever tried. And I've tried a lot of octavers. And also...
And that is within their unit?
Within their Helix brain system. I have the tiny one, but it's the same brain.
Yeah.
Within that brain, they build the best tracking that I've tried. I'm sure there are others. There's probably a million others I've never tried, but that thing tracks. It doesn't wobble. You heard it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bass.
Yeah, it does.
It sounds like a bass. Just roll off the highs on the amp, and it literally sounds like a bass. It's crazy. And having the separate pickup really, really divides those two things and gives it very, very clear distinction and precision.
Damn.
Cool.
It does.
Eric
I
says,
heard
thanks.
it.
Tell Masha I said hi.
Sorry, say that again.
Eric said thanks. For answering the question.
Very long.
To tell your rig, he says hi. Chris Van Sickle said a highlight of his year was meeting you again at Asheville. You were very courteous to him and his wife, despite being there single-handed. So props to you.
All right.
Ken is the shaman. How could he not be nice? You know.
It was good to see you too, Chris. I'll be back first weekend of. Is that first weekend of March? I think it is. Yeah, March 7th and 8th or something. I'll be back in Asheville. Lot of stuff coming up. We were talking. I'll be back in Nashville.
Awesome.
Not to be confused with Asheville. I'll be back in Nashville the third week of March this year, And I'm probably going to stick around for a day or two after we do the guitar show and hang out with my buds at Town Central Station. We'll come up with something to do. Maybe you and I'll do something if you're in town.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'd love
see,
to.
Got to see what your schedule looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
But maybe you and I could take the stage at Town Central Station and
Party.
Yeah, I like it. I like what we're doing here.
Love it.
Yeah. What else, Jeff?
That's all we got, man.
That's awesome. Well, listen, everyone, we're gonna let you go because it's absolute. Jeff, is it mayhem here?
Yeah.
How you doing? You all right?
Tired.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Me too. Yeah, we are working very, very diligently to bring you the coolest reverence you've ever freaking seen. And if you're looking and you're like, how could it get any cooler? And I appreciate that attitude, but we're going to do our best. And so lots of stuff coming up. You guys enjoy your holiday season and pay attention to this space for really, really super cool shit as we roll into 2026. And I mean, obviously, the next major event for all of us here is the NAMM show. And once we get through the holidays, and then it's sort of nose to the grindstone, getting ready to go to NAMM and showing off all of our new stuff. But if you're in the Midwest, Jay Navarro and the Traders are going out on tour with Mustard Plug. It's short tour. We're doing let's call it a few shows instead of calling it a tour, shall we? We're doing Detroit at the Magic Stick on December 26th. And Grand Rapids at the Intersection Lounge on December 27th, and Chicago at the Bottom Lounge on December 28th. So come, if you're out and about and you like the ska music, come see us and come say hi to me. I'll be the tall guy. Thanks for tuning in 2025. We appreciate you. Everybody have a fantastic holiday, and we'll see you next year.
Thank
Give
you.
me some shred. Here's me minor.
He even gave me the key.
Thank you.